shack over there. Come in a small bit.
Hello.
Quite cool in here, isn't it?
It's nice.
Sure it is. Well done.
They had the right idea, those monks.
I think we stay in here now.
Well, good tradesmen, yeah.
The little wind isn't moving. Look, up and
Stays fresh if you keep the light out.
It stays fresh if you keep using it, actually.
Some of the old forts, they'd actually hollow out stone. And what we taught at school, that if they should say if they did fish and if they run out of fish, they did.
Very hot. Standing here all day, girl. Well, no, you know what? You may not, because you'll be standing up here for 4 hours. You'll actually cry. My head feels like it's about to fly off me. Oh, are you? Oh, very good. Oh, right. When so you walk around?
well, this time of year I'd be most of the, inside there. This time of year I'm mostly at reception and that, but like off season then I'd be doing guided tours as well. But there's a lot of summer guides in now as well, you know.
So you're working through the year?
Not all year round. I'm off a couple of months in the winter. Now last winter I wasn't off at all. I was only off while it was closed at Christmas.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, they break the contract for 3 months.
Oh, I don't mind what, but that's really questions. That's the winter then. If anybody has any questions, you're very welcome to ask this lady here. She's a guide and
I can pass the book very quickly when it comes to that.
No, you're very welcome to ask me. I'm one of the guides here, so you're very, very welcome to ask anything. Do you know anything about the island at all?
Just on the pamphlet.
Right.
Not much more after that.
Yeah. Do you want to come up here and I can give you a little
To show you a few things.
Thanks. What's your name? Catherine. I'm Patsy. So if you're ever over now,
where the founder would have been buried. And we've been given a name, St. Finian. It's not really sure which Finian it is because there was quite a few around at that time. And then there would have been a very important abbot buried beside him there. And all along here, there's monks buried. The monks were here for about 600 years. So over that time, you know, they would have come and stayed. And so a lot of them would have been buried here. And people get confused. They think, like, how many bodies could actually fit in such a space? But the stones, they're all crosses, and the crosses on the right are where monks are laid out, and the ones on the left are crosses that have been found around the monastery over the years, because lots of things happened when the monks left here. They were here from the 6th century till the 12th, and people came for hundreds of years after that for pilgrimages. They may have, you know, things may have moved around. Plus, in the 1830s, there was 2 lighthouses built on the west side of the island. And things may have moved around then too, you know. But behind, and this is the earliest monks' chapel. And there was a group of men, about 12 to 15 would have been given at a time, 12 to 15 monks living here. So we probably would just about fit about that amount of monks inside there.
Inside the one, yeah?
Inside that would have been for praying. And they would have spent most of the time in prayer. That's what life here was about, really, you know. We're trying to relive the life of St. Anthony and St. Paul, who were the desert fathers who went out into the middle of the desert and prayed. And that was kind of the idea here, you know. They were looking for secluded places where they would just be kind of closer to God, as basic as that, really, you know. And then there's this other building here without the roof on it. There's actually another church that was built but much later in the 12th century by Augustinian monks. And it's actually the only building in the island which has mortar in between the stones. All the other stones are dried, a balancing act of dry stone on stone. Whereas this one, and it didn't even last as long at all. Yeah. And even though that's the 12th century, whereas these other ones would be from the 6th, 7th century up until about the 12th, you know. And yeah, it's got some Romanesque features inside, like you see. Like it's got a beautiful little window. You may have seen like the best photograph probably in the Skellig Michael is looking through that little window there. And then the larger cell with the protruding stones would have been used for cooking in, and they would have had a fire inside that particular one. And those protruding stones would have been to climb up on top to take the capstone off on a good day, for the smoke to come out. Yeah, so they really thought about things, you know. And then these would have been living quarters, and there would have been about 3 or 4 monks to a cell. And in this particular one, you see there's some little wooden beams constructed, and that would have been maybe, they think, for smoking fish. That would have been kind of an idea anyway. And then there's also a little oratory over here, which was built around the 9th century. It's quite similar to Galloway's oratory, but in a shape and built around the same time in the 9th century. Upturned boat shape. And just behind that is a little circular building. Or that's a little forest building. Great forest building in the island. And then the monks would have had like 3 different armies.
Start moving down there. I'm just a bit concerned about the time. Will you take a picture of me there before we move on? is a nice angle from back there. Do you know, as in from here.